Did you start in the industrial and office space? And how did you kind of pick that? Because it's obviously probably the industrial is the hottest across the country, no matter where you're at, versus like multifamily or retail.
I'm really lucky that I got into industrial for a million different reasons, but especially right now with the whole COVID situation, which is awful. Industrial stands to benefit greatly from COVID and is going to outperform every other asset class. I know multifamily is still doing well, apartment buildings, but that's only because Fannie and Freddie are still lending. If that wasn't the case, I don't know what would be happening in multifamily. But industrial still stands to perform and do very well for obvious reasons: e-commerce, logistics, food distribution, etc. I started out doing any deal I could. I needed to pay the rent, so I just rented apartments to cousins, and I sent referrals to random people when I got a hold of them and I couldn't do them. My first commercial deal, I walked into my dry cleaners and I said, "Hey, would you be interested in taking another space? I know Opera Tower right down here is brand new and it's vacant. You want to take the retail space?" And he said, "Sure." So I did my first commercial deal as my dry cleaner just because I asked.
Wow. That's
so
cool.
That was my first deal. And, once I did it, I was like, I'm never going back to residential again. That was way too much fun. I started out doing anything I could because I didn't know what I was doing. And then little by little, I decided that I really liked this path more than the other. And I started to focus on commercial. When the global financial crisis hit, I shifted and pivoted, and I started working on non-performing loans with one-off loans and pools of loans, and trying to sell those off market to investors that had distressed funds. Total chicken without a head, running around like a maniac, no exclusives, no contracts. It was a complete disaster. I learned a lot, but I made no money for all those years. It was terrible, but I learned a lot. So it wasn't until I got back into property management because I needed a job. And then actually worked with my uncle for a little while, I think he just felt bad for me and gave me a job. And then I got a job at CB after that. So
Nice. Oh, that's really good stuff, man.